Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin, and this is a weather report. I'd like to talk about the weather health stresses for July 13th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We maintain a storefront on Amazon. High pressure is firmly entrenched across most of the nation, leaving us with a typically very hot July summertime weather pattern. Note that we do have a frontal system stretching all the way from New Mexico across pretty much toward Dallas, across toward Little Rock, all the way into pretty close to Nashville, back down to Atlanta, and then swelling up toward the Carolinas. That frontal system will have unsettled weather all the way from southern Texas across the Gulf up into the Carolinas. We have monsoon moisture pushing on up into Arizona, even into Nevada. Lingering little bit of a frontal system up here in the north with a little unsettled weather then with that low in central Montana. Looking at our vitality index, which is a measure of the individual elements that may have some difficulty for us, and you can see that we have a lot of spotty activity going on in the four corners and something here with the monsoon rains. And note that we're having an influx of high temperatures in an area that's not used to high temperatures, so stresses will be even greater than usual. A high temperature in Montana is far more significant to the body than a high temperature in central Texas. Looking at pressure change, there isn't a heck of a lot other than the frontal system, but we do have a little rising pressure here in eastern Montana, northwestern North Dakota. Temperature changes. You'll note that we don't have really bunches of significant high temperature changes, and that's because we're basically cooking the frog up here in the north as temperatures just rise steadily to really very significant levels from the upper Rockies to the northern plains. Dew point temperatures are telling another story, and you'll see that we have rising dew point temperatures, rising vapor pressure across the eastern third of the country, from the Rockies all the way up through Nevada and up into even toward the Pacific Northwest. Note that we have a lot of lingering moisture up here in the Great Lakes toward New England. Instability is actually settling down just a little bit compared to the recent past, although lots of instability here right in the Gulf, and it'll be moving its way back toward Texas, and we do have some instability here up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, you'll see that we have a migraine risk here in eastern Montana and the northernmost reaches of North Dakota. We also have some migraine risk in the easternmost portions of the Bend in California, across Nevada into Utah, and actually moving on into western half of Colorado. We have then a more significant, lengthy area of migraine stress from Dallas and central Texas across the rest of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, all the way into Georgia, and then pushing on up through the Carolinas. Note that we have a significant asthma and arthritis risk coming down from British Columbia all the way into Washington and Idaho, and then a lot of asthma and arthritis risk about the Great Lakes, really from Wisconsin, Michigan, down into Ohio, across New York and all of New England. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.